What was your opinion of Heron?
Man, I love Goldie. That was the homie, man. He was a big-ass kid, bro. Goofy, funny, deep, different-ass voice. Sound like he should have been a character, like a cartoon character. Hey, nigga, what's up? You know what I mean? I just seen his brother before I came up here.
Oh, Jesse?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, Heron was a cool. I used to be with Heron a lot. That was my nigga, man. But all of them, like I said, because I was the one they all known since birth, pretty much. You know what I mean? Out of everybody. So I was cool with all of them. Georgie, all of them, you know? It's fucked up, you know, the separation came with them.
Yeah.
They was a cold crew.
Well, that brings us to that. So what happened with George Williams? He got fired.
Yeah.
What do you know? Like what caught? Because that started this domino effect. It
Right.
seems like. What do you know about like what happened?
Well, to my knowledge, it was some alleged like dope selling or something going on. Suge didn't want to. He couldn't be tied to no shit like that. He knew that definitely wasn't gonna work. So he started letting people go. If he was hearing that they was hustling, selling dope, and he wanted his car back or whatever. And I think it stemmed from that. He wasn't giving up the car. Heron Suge was saying get his car, or whatever. So, but they all used to be friends, bro. And it's not like that was just probably the straw that broke the camel back, or whatever. But over the years, they all done kind of, like friends do. They glad bump heads sometime. But at that point, too much ego and motherfuckers were serious.
What was George's reputation?
Straight gangster. Straight gangster. Do I think he, like, killed Heron or something? I just know Heron did. That's it. They all the homies. I ain't gonna really. Shit happens. Whatever happened, happened. You know what I mean? But I can't say, yeah, he had them to. Because I kind of feel like if he wanted to, he'd kill himself.
Let's talk about Heron's murder. You witnessed it. Tell me that day, what was going on?
Well, we was just on our way to Gonzalez Park. They was having a function up there.
Who was doing the barbecue?
It was just the West, everybody. There was a bunch of everybody up there. Our homies was up there. Back then, you know, everybody was together. All the Pirus was together. So if the Cedar Blocks is doing something or the Fruit Towns, we gonna go support. We was just on our way up there. I just came back from out of town. We was on our way up there and I forgot who said it, like, oh, they go Heron at the light. Well, we was going towards the park, and shit, I just heard gunshots. From where we was right in front of like Jack in the Box, so that's their side. I thought we was getting shot at, so we just like, you know what I mean? Did that and nothing hit the car, and we rose up, and I think like somebody already had jumped out the car, I ran over there or whatever, and he was in the car, locked up.
Yeah. They said he was still breathing, but like was, labored obviously. And
yeah, and he was like locked, like his foot was stuck on the brake. Mm. Yeah, that was fucked up too. But I mean, like I said, I've seen a lot, man, over the years, but that one was a bad one.
And did you see the firefighters over there?
Yeah.
There was like a fire truck like right behind it.
Something like, yeah. I didn't know if they pulled up or if they was already behind it.
Yeah, they were parked there because one of the guys had run over the Tacos Mexico.
Yeah, we found out later, right. But I didn't know if they was in traffic but yeah, they ran to the car and, they tried to help him, but I knew he was dead. I knew he wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah.
For sure, I knew he was shot up.
I think they were taking Heron away because they didn't leave him at the scene. The cars were blocking the intersection because you could tell they surrounded him at Rosecrans and Santa Fe. And a lot of shell casings. I tell you, that was at the scene because we had to block it all off and stuff. But it was bold. But they wanted him. It was execution, really.
There was a bridge. They built this stupid bridge that shut down a lot of businesses in Compton over Rosecrans that went over the railroad tracks at Alameda, I believe. From what I remember, they caught him on the bridge and they started following him on the bridge and then he can't get off of it. So when he got to the traffic light at Santa Fe, they got him where they want him at. And they got out of the car and walked up on him. And I don't think they wanted to miss him. To me, it sounds almost like an intentional hit. Because if you're gonna do a drive-by, you're just gonna light the car up. Why take a chance of getting yourself shot too? So for some reason, they walked up on that car that day. 13 bullet wounds, there's no way they could did that with a drive-by.
They had shot at Heron before that, man. When I first got out, when Pac got out and I got out right after that, somebody tried to gun Heron and I'm in. Central El Segundo or Avalon El Segundo. He had a red Cherokee. Light-skinned nigga on swole with the big long braids. You couldn't tell him nothing. Every time he talk, he turned it. You know how them niggas, when they got the long, that's Heron, dog. That's Gold. That's the homie, man. They tried to get him in. He barely escaped.
What was the reaction amongst everybody to that?
Oh shit! Like first, of course, who did it, and then first is they, the allegations start. That was it. We didn't know. I kind of thought it was the Crips, just because of the location we was in. I know he was known. I mean, he had his, issues here and there, not just say him and George, but outside of the neighborhood. So, but I kind of thought it was the Crips initially. I didn't see him. I just thought, but then, man, then they came saying somebody chased the car. I didn't see nobody chasing the car either.
Yeah, that was one of the claims, was that someone else. So you were in a carload of your friends. I think one of them said that they had chased after the car and then lost it, but I never understood how you chase it, but then also when you went over there and saw Heron in the car.
How you chase the car, you ain't got no gun.
Chase him. And also how the getaway car was a minivan. How do you lose a minivan if you did chase it?
Right.
Like how would that, it didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, didn't nobody chase no. Well, we didn't chase no fucking car.
Yeah.
And like I said, once I figured out that we wasn't getting shot at, what made me look up and see what's going on, because like I said, initially, I'm on that side too, so I was in the passenger back seat. So I didn't hit the car, so when I rose up, I think Black had jumped out the car, was running over there already.
Yeah.
They was like, oh man. And two of the guys that was in the car with us is dead now.
The driver of the minivan that was involved with the shooter's ring, he was eventually arrested and I believe convicted for that, but they never found the shooters. And he claimed he didn't really know who they were either. Who knows? But he claims he dropped them off over near Looters Park area, which is odd.
Right. Because at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, then we still was kind of like, oh, well, of course it's Looters Park and the mob, but everybody was everybody.
Yeah. And personal beefs can still happen
Right.
regardless, right? So yeah.
Absolutely.